everyone, welcome back to my channel. So the most common struggle for small business owners like myself is not only starting the business, which is already scary in itself, but how to ship products to the customer once you actually receive an order. For some of you watching, this may be your first order and you never actually went through the full process, and it can be scary because you don't want to input the wrong information or pay a lot of money, which can cut into your take-home revenue. So the most common questions I get is, how do I ship out orders for my small business? How do I price the shipping costs? What products do I need to ship orders from home? And how to ship products inexpensively, which I use the box in the bag method. Well, in today's video, I will answer all of these questions and more. So make sure you watch until the very end. So let's get started. So before we hop into desktop mode, as always, let's go over the materials needed. We do need a label printer. This is the Munbin label printer, and everything is listed under my Amazon must-have. Specifically for this video, it's going to be listed under shipping/packing category. And we're going to need a box. Now the box is optional in case you're actually shipping, t-shirts, something bulky that needs to be actually put inside of a box. We have our scale. We have some thermal labels. Then we have different types of poly mailers. We have the regular poly mailer, different sizes and different designs depending on your color theme of your business. And then we have bubble mailers. And if you're shipping something very fragile, I always recommend using bubble wrap or a honeycomb wrap. So we are on the home screen, and when you actually receive an order from your customer, there are going to be two places to where you can actually check to see if you have any active orders. So one is going to be on the home screen and the other is going to be on the orders tab on the left-hand panel. Just to get a better visual of how many orders I have to pack, I do click the unfulfilled button at the top, and it puts all the orders that I need to pack on one page. Then I actually go through each one, click on them, and see exactly what they've ordered, and I print out a packing slip per order. I'm going to actually measure two of the packages on camera with you guys. One in the poly mailer box in the bag method, and one with a bubble mailer. So you can see the difference in pricing and everything. So we're going to go ahead and weigh the box. And it shows 1.98 pounds. You might as well just put 2 pounds right there. We're at 5.3, and I like to go 2 up, so 5.5 ounces. Okay, so we're going to pack the pink bubble mailer first. So this customer did order a Whiskers and Wildflowers grab bag, and it does show that she did pay $4.99 for shipping. So now we're going to go ahead and click on create shipping label. So I get this question a lot about how much you charge versus how much, you're actually paying for shipping. So since I only charge $4.99 for anything under a pound and $8.99 now for anything over a pound, there are going to be a little bit of discrepancy when it comes to you coming out of pocket sometimes based on the situation. For example, it's showing that the customer paid $4.99 and it's showing that I have to pay $5.37. So that's 37 cents more out of my pocket that I have to pay to ship this to the customer. And sometimes you have to just take it. If it's in like under $1, just take it. If it's over $1, you need to be making some adjustments to your actually shipping method. Your shipping should not be too crazy to where the customer can't afford it or they try to back out of the order because it doesn't make sense to them. There is an option for you to do, for example, if I were to go into my settings, I'm just going to leave this page for a second. But if I were to go into my shipping and delivery, and let me go to all products. If I see for wanted to add a rate, I can do a flat rate, which I have the $4.99, and then I have the $8.99, and then free for anything over $50. You could also, if you don't even feel comfortable with choosing those numbers and you don't want to come out of pocket at all based off of the customer's location, choose use carrier or app to calculate rates. Okay, and it's going to ask you which handler or which shipping service would you like to use. I always like to use USPS because it's cheaper, and then you can choose between which service class. You can do first class, ground, whatever you would like to offer the customer. This is something that you're offering them, not something that you're actually paying out of pocket. So if they want priority mail, click priority mail. If they want, or if you want the customer to have priority mail, click priority mail, medium mail. I usually do first class because first class sometimes will be 2-day shipping depending on how close they are to you. And sometimes they can get it within the 5 days. I usually choose that. Anything international, I always add a handling fee because I don't know how that's going to be. I've never shipped internationally. I haven't even had an international order. So I always put my flat rate as $4.50. It should be between $3 and $5, to be honest. And then I'm just going to hit cancel and back out of here. Since I'm recording this video in increments, I forgot to show you exactly how to add your packaging to your store. So since the orders as of today has already been shipped out, what you would have to do is click on settings, go to shipping and delivery, and scroll down until you see the option where it says packages. Now, in this option, you'll be able to add the packages. Either it's a box, envelope, soft package, just so it can already have like a default setting. So when you go in and create the customer's order, it will already be there. So you can either add your packaging manually or you can choose a carrier and select from the drop down. I like to actually, if it's not available here, I 9 times out of 10 will create my own. So I would just put the length and the width and the height of the actual box, envelope, or poly mailer, and they just want to know the exact weight of the actual package, not including your purchases, okay, or the items. Then you're going to name the package. You can put, 10 by 10 by 10 bubble mailer, 10 by 6 by 1 poly mailer. You can go ahead and just name that here so you know exactly what to select when the customer makes a purchase. But yes, so out of pocket, I'm spending 37 cents extra over what the customer is actually purchasing, which is fine. It's 37 cents. 37 cents for an order that I feel like that's okay. But like I said, if it's starting not to make sense, of course, make an adjustment. Okay, so it's telling me I'm paying $5.37 for the shipping label. I'm going to hit buy shipping label. Now, when it comes to purchasing shipping labels, you do not have to pay for this out of pocket up front. What happens is it goes to your balance. So when you pay for your monthly subscription, which is $39.99, whatever you ship within that billing cycle, say for example, you ship $20 worth of items, you don't have to pay that $20 up front. It's going to go on that billing cycle. So it's going to be $39.99 plus $20 at the end of your billing cycle, which say if your billing date is the 5th of each month. So on the 5th, you need to be paying $39.99 plus the $20 on that day. Now, they do give you grace periods. I believe I want to say 6 times they're going to try your form of payment every 2 days until they receive the payment for your membership and the shipping fees. And then after that, they shut it down. They shut your whole shop down. But at least if you don't have the money on the 3rd, you can pay your membership and the shipping fees by like the 20th or 23rd of that month. So it gives you that leeway. So I'm going to hit buy shipping label. And it's asking me, when do I want that shipping label to get to the customer? Today, tomorrow? When are you shipping it out? I'm going to ship it out today, and I want it to be emailed to the customer today. Okay. And then it already created the tracking information for me, which is already going to be emailed to the customer because I chose it today. And then I'm going to hit print shipping label. Now we're going to move over to the box in the bag method, which is my personal favorite. So with USPS, now I'm not sure about every other postal service, but with USPS, they care about what the outer packaging is as far as the poly mailer. What's the dimension of the poly mailer? But if you actually try to ship a box by itself without the poly mailer, you're going to initially spend out of pocket maybe $10 or $11 based off of the weight. But if you put that same box in a poly mailer, it may come out to be like $7. So you're initially saving $3 to $5 just by changing the outer packaging default settings. Now, of course, if you're shipping anything with glass, anything that's flammable, any liquids, make sure you actually put that notification when you're creating your shipping label so that they can ship it accordingly, because you don't want to put glass inside of something and then it gets to the customer and it's broken because you wanted to save a few dollars. Now you can go ahead and drop these directly off at the post office. You do not have to stand in line because you already prepaid for the labels. But for me personally, I like to stand in line and make sure they're properly scanned in, because I dropped off some packages one time and one of them kind of slipped through the cracks. So it's up to you and up to your discretion, or what kind of relationship you have with your local postal office. But some people like that has bulk orders. They don't have time to scan in 100 things. They just drop it off in the bin and keep going. Since this is 4 things, and if it's no line, I might as well to stand in line and get a receipt. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned how to actually ship out your orders directly from home and how easy it is to ship them directly from home. Again, if you love this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if not already for more helpful small business tips in the future. You guys have a good day.